And it's about this woman who was at the cemetery after the funeral of her husband. And she tells her girlfriend, I'm broke. And she said, what do you mean you're broke? Your husband left you $1 million. Yes, but I spent it all in the memorial stone. How big is that stone? 10.5 carats. I want to talk to you today about somebody's watching you. And I'm not talking about Marvin with the cameras. Somebody is watching you. And this is something very important for all of us to understand. And this goes beyond if you believe in God or not. Because for somebody who believes in God, we believe that God is watching us all the time, but maybe you're not a believer. But it's a fact that sometimes we are unaware of how people are noticing us, and they are actually watching us many different aspects of our lives. And you know, whatever we do or we don't do, whatever we say or we don't say, will have, like it or not, will have an impact. So I realize that during our lives, we have lots of responsibilities and obligations, and the way we react or what we do about the responsibilities and obligations could have a tremendous impact in the people around us. Because if we are people who are responsible, if we are people that never cut corners or always have ethical and moral behaviors, the people around us are going to notice that. But if you're a person who are always trying to cut corners, you're going to try to cheat the system, you're going to try to find loopholes everywhere you go, well, let me tell you, people around you are also going to notice that, even if you are not aware of that, especially the people close to you. So we have to be very careful, because our actions can influence other people's thoughts and actions. Let me tell you as an example, right? I am very careful of what I post on social media. Very careful. And why is that? Because whatever I post there is going to be the opinion of the rabbi of Shaare Zedek. So I always think it twice, more than twice sometimes, before I post something. Number one, is it real? Or I got it from, it's fake news, maybe. Or number two, why do I want to do that? Is it going to uplift the lives of the people who are reading through my post? Or not? So a lot of thoughts, because I realize that whatever I do there, people are going to notice, and it's going to come from a rabbi. And that makes me think of something that is very common in these days. When I say the word, I want to look at your expression, especially young people. What do you feel when I say the word influencer? Right? The influencers, they're everywhere. They're on YouTube, they're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, on TikTok. And these are people who actually, they have all of the people, called their followers, who actually pay close attention to everything the influencers do or say. They have other people that they actually purposely go to their sites to learn the influencers' views or opinions. And after these people read those views of opinions, then sometimes there is a change in thought or behavior. Some of these influencers are ethical, and some others are not. All they want to do, for example, is to sell you something. They are going to make you believe that is the best thing in the world until you buy it, and then you realize that it's another useless thing that is going to die in a drawer in your house, right? But this is a thing. The influencer is a thing. And I'm glad now it has a name, so we can recognize that as a phenomenon. But this is something that always existed in the world, the concept of the influencer, the person that other people look upon to learn from them. And the influence, the impact is tremendous. Let me tell you a story from the Torah that it proves the point to help us understand that even if you don't notice what's going on around us, our behavior may have an impact. I remember the story of Jacob and Esau. Remember from the Bible, Jacob and Esau. Esau, twin brother of Jacob, cheated him twice, stole the money and the blessing, and he had to run away. Went to another place. Decades later, he comes back. Now Jacob is a successful businessman, lots of cattle and things and money, and he has a large family. And now he's coming back for a reunion with Esau. What is Esau going to do? Esau was well known for his temper. So is Esau going to kill Jacob? Going to harm him? We don't know. Finally, the encounter happened. And you know what happened at that moment? They hugged, they kissed, they cried. And there is something that we don't talk about long enough. And that is, we don't even stop to think about it. The people who were witnessing that re-encounter. If you think about that, one of them was little Joseph, Jacob's son. He was a kid at the time. But he saw that the uncle, who knows what kind of stories Joseph heard about, Uncle Esau from his father Jacob. Oh, your uncle is a terrible person and blah, blah, blah. But when they got together, Joseph saw that Esau forgave his father, and they hugged and they kissed. Fast forward many years. Now, Joseph's brothers cheated him, and he was sold to Egypt. And in Egypt, he became the second in command, that was the second after Pharaoh. Eventually, his brothers come to Egypt. What did Joseph do? He forgave them. I don't know if it's a consequence or not, but it may be that episode that he lived in his childhood marked Joseph to the point that now he became a more forgiving person. And this is something that we have to understand, that just as whatever Esau did at that time, even if he was not aware of it, make an influence on little Joseph. Whatever we do may have an influence on other people. This week's Parsha, there are some characters in this Parsha that always puzzled me. This Parsha, this Torah portion is talking about the census. That's why the book is called the Book of Numbers, right? Because of all the counting that we have. But it says that the counting is going to be done by Moses and the leaders of the tribes. Who were these leaders of the tribes? Well, according to the rabbis, these were the influencers of each tribe. The people, not because they have more money, but they have more influence of the people. And then whatever they were going to say, because it was a counting. And then at the end, every tribe would say, we have 12,000 people, we have 13,000 people. That person will have to say how many there were. And they picked the influencers because their word was worth something. And people were going to believe what they were going to say. And that's why you will see in this Torah portion, God appointed not just Moses, but the influencers on this Parsha. And this is something that we all have to learn. Or to remember sometimes that whatever we do, there is always somebody watching you. And it's your responsibility to go through life being a role model. So whatever you may be doing, could be paying at the store, talking to a server, who knows, may have a positive influence into somebody else. Said that, I realize that today is the graduation of our Choosing Judaism class. And this also has to do with influencers. Because I realize that, this is a fact. Judaism is not a religion that it will go, like the musical, door to door. Hey, do you want to change religion? It's not like that. We are not doing that. So I always thought, how is it that in every year we have people coming to us that they want to join the Jewish people? And I talk to them before the classes. We have a meeting. They tell me their stories. And it's because they were influenced by someone. They witnessed something that make them fall in love with Judaism. And it's amazing. You know, sometimes it could be because they saw the family values of somebody, or they notice about the social responsibility within Judaism. They saw somebody giving to charity. They saw somebody lighting candles and praying to God, sharing their bread. And they were influenced by that. It's a beautiful thing to understand that, because I'm looking at you, and based on the stories that I heard, many of those influencers are in this room, even if you are not aware of that. You make somebody else fall in love with Judaism. And that's why we have, after a year of study, a graduating class of 2025 for choosing Judaism at the Share Zedek. And say that, now my message is for all the graduates. Because from now on, you are going to be the influencers. Whatever you do or you don't do, you are representing to the Jewish people. Whatever you say or you don't say, you're representing the house of Israel. And that's why I think is so fitting that you're graduating in this week's Torah portion, where we remember that everything that we do will have an influence to somebody else. So I would like to welcome all the graduates from the 2025 class of Choosing Judaism, and also to remind you of our new rights, but also responsibilities. Because everything you do, you will be representing the Jewish people, and somebody will be watching you. Shabbat Shalom.